Right, so it is time to find out. Ellie, can you weaken our shelf control? Oh, we need like the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, like and all the lights to change.
I'm so worried because I know I'm terrible at this part of it, and I just want you guys to read this book so badly.
I'm so excited to hear this pitch.
So, the book that I want you both to read, I think you should both read, is We Are Legion, We Are Bob, which I know has come up on your show before, because I know that Liam brought it up in a book haul.
The second one.
He's got the fancy ones. Fair. Yes. Yeah. It is a comedy sci-fi. Well, that's the wrong way. See, this is we're off already. I've messed it up. It's a sci-fi comedy series, but
Okay.
the comedy is small comedy, big sci-fi.
Okay.
But it's basically the story of someone from the very near future who sells his company, makes a load of money, and then signs up to one of those, like, when you die, we'll freeze your body and then bring you back in the future.
Oh, like Walt Disney.
Yeah, exactly. And it's literally within the first few pages of the book, he gets hit by a car and frozen. And then wakes up thousands of years in the future where they have cloned his... they've scanned the brain, made a digital version of him, and then decided that digital people don't have rights. So he is just free for the use of this, like, bad group. And then they put him in a spaceship to colonize, like, to find colonizable planets. And that is literally, like, the whole premise. And it just goes so... It's not even insane. It's just, you're watching a guy who is just, like, a tech dude, who's, like, an engineer, being like, if I had control of this spaceship that can build things, like, what do I go and do with sort of the free reign to just go into the universe? And it's just such a cool concept. And I think it has, like, it almost has cozy vibes in some ways.
Okay.
Because he has this, like, you have these VR worlds that he can create, because he decides, not having a body's pretty bad. He's a spaceship. So he creates a VR version of himself and kind of lives in that world as well. So you're having these whole stories of him going through space discovering things, but also some of the characters live in a virtual world and, like, make a cozy virtual world and have scenes and are like, oh, I just drink coffee. There's a whole chapter about them trying to make coffee taste right. 5 stars, it's really good.
So I will say, and this wasn't sort of pre-planned, I had it already, and it does have the sprayed edges. So Ellie's already kind of like on the right foot because this was already on my shelf. I just haven't read it yet.
Oh, that hardcover book is on sale for $37.
With the sprayed edges?
Yeah.
And
down from $50. Oh wait, on pre-order.
The sequel was released, I think last month, which it was in the book haul, and I've pre-ordered the third one, which I think is out in another month or two. I don't know how many books there are in the series, but I remember buying the first one and being like, I really hope there's more.
It's a very different cover from, I don't know if that's going to focus.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah,
the original cover's very different.
$12 for the ebook.
So how Frankie, how are you feeling about that pitch?
It sounds interesting. I just was reading that Tchaikovsky book was sort of a similar thing in that it was quite different, but it was in space and it had this guy who was basically had been made into a weapon. So he was sort of not under contract like later versions of those weapons were. So, but he's still, people still sort of think that he is. And so there's just that sort of vibe of but they're out in space and they're about to go on a mission. That's the book I put down though, so I haven't got to what they were doing. But yeah, I've never heard of this. I do like fun books.
It's very fun. It's a lot less like...
I do like space.
It's mainly the fun.
So the reason why I picked this up is because I saw it in my local bookshop with the special edition, and I remember Ellie raving about it years ago. And obviously after the Joe Abercrombie, I was like, well, I'm gonna trust Ellie's opinion. So I picked it up, and then I was like a bit nervous. Similar with what we talked about with the Leviathan Wakes, in that, okay, they've done the first one, are they gonna do the rest? Because I don't like it when you don't have the whole series in the same versions. Like we were saying with the Elderlings, it just bothers me. I like consistency. I like my shelves to look a certain way. And when I saw the second one, I was like, yeah, that's good. And then when I saw the third one, I was like, even better.
Yeah, I can see a listing for 5 books here with the fancy covers. Weirdly, book 3 is... Oh, okay, that's a German import. So that one, it says, will arrive by the end of April.
Is it in
And the
English?
first 2, yeah.
Okay, because I've had that before where there's a German import. There was a graphic novel that we discussed on Nerd once called Black Hole, and it was on Amazon, 2 different listings, one really cheap, so I picked that up and found out that it was really cheap because it was all in German.
Yeah.
And we had to delay
Well,
recording.
the listing looks like the English version, but yeah, the first 2 volumes aren't out until the end of May.
Okay.
So my only option would be a $12 ebook.
Well, there's no
Or-
rush.
It's on Kindle Unlimited, so I feel like I could just subscribe to that, and which would be about the same price, and then I could read that and read the next Dungeon Crawler Carl and potentially something else that I had in my list.
Okay, so hang on. So where you're currently positioned, Frankie, for the purpose of Canelli Week and our shelf control, is you're willing to read it, but you're not quite ready to commit to adding it to your shelves yet. Is that where you're at?
Maybe, I don't know, unless we get to the end of May and that hardcover comes out and it's still cheap to buy. Because yeah, $30 is the cost of a new release paperback, because they make them in that big paperback size, so they'll be $30, and then I think for a year, and then they release it in normal paperback size, and it goes down to about sort of 20 to 25.
Right.
Like this Red Rising was 23, which is just the general retail price because it's a normal size paperback.
Yeah.
But yes, I did just buy a new release though that I paid for a big paperback. So I don't know, it just annoys me that they do that. I'm like, it's so much more awkward to hold.
Yeah. Well, people will see if they watch our book hauls if you do end up adding it to your shelf, and then if we do both end up reading it at some point, we can get Ellie back to chat about it.
Yeah, which will be interesting because I know, Liam, you seem pretty set with your reading order and only one at a time, so I don't know how likely we can sort of read around the same time to get Ellie back.
I'll just eventually get
I'll be
around
back in
to
a
it.
few years.
Well, no, because I might, prioritise it, because it's the first one, so it's not like I have to read other stuff to get ready for it. We just have to slot it in with everything else that I'm currently working through. I have a lot of books on the go, but I think I kind of need
It's
one
going to
at a
be
time.
interesting when I get up to date on the Stephen King books.
We've committed to
How
one a
easy
quarter.
it's going to be.
One a
Yeah,
quarter.
okay.
And I can
Alright.
I can just about manage that, I think.
That's all right. You've got a couple or 3
years.
years before I catch up. So
Yeah, exactly.
especially since I still haven't started the next book yet.
Yeah, I've got time. But yeah, I know that I'm definitely curious to read this. I do think it's a good suggestion. It would be
And it's within our like genres.
yes.
So it's not like anything really sort of out of our normal
yeah.
reading sphere. Although
Yeah.
I do read a lot of different types of books, so
I do not, but It's not like Ellie's come along and is like, right, I'm going to recommend something really smutty, and we're both like, okay, great, thanks for that.
That would be wild.
But some people do like pretty much exclusively read that.
True.
So no judgment, no shade. Everyone read what they enjoy.
That would also be hard to discuss, I think. If it was like full-on erotica book.
I'd find a way.
Well, I'm glad we have sci-fi instead.
Yes.
Yeah.
If we do read this and then get Ellie back, Ellie, would you reread it, or do you remember it well enough to be able to chat about it, do you think?
I'm going to reread it because the sixth one's coming out at some point. I think he said it's in editing.
Okay.
At the moment, so I'm going to reread it for that, and then I'll reread it when the seventh one comes out. It's so good. I love it.
So you're saying that we should read it at the same time and then get Ellie back and do like a discussion video for it?
Yeah.
Which means you have to
Read it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Although, if it becomes a big thing like that, that also does make me want to more have a physical book.
Oh, Ellie, you're weakening Frankie's shelf control.
It's working. I didn't have to do anything.
But it doesn't come out here till the end of May, so
Yeah.
I couldn't get it
Okay.
before then.
Here's a question that I think we should ask guests. Ellie, we're not looking for an accurate exact number here, but if you had to guess roughly, how many unread books do you think you have on your shelves?
Probably 2.
What's that like?
It's wonderful.
What's made you not read them yet?
It's probably the one I'm reading right now. I might be counting that as unread.
Okay, yeah.
and I'm just sort of estimating that there's probably another one that I haven't read, but I don't know for certain. It might be 0.
That's mad to me.
How many, like, rough estimate books, physical books, do you have in your collection? Can't remember if you said that earlier.
I'm trying to think what it would be. The problem is my collection is, I think there's some at my parents' still, but it's probably like 200 to 300 maybe. I assume you two are just. I didn't see what yours are, but I assume it's a lot.
I don't have my notebook with me, but I have collected a lot over years from book fests and things, as well as just buying too many. I have about 500 and something unread.
Fair.
Fair. I haven't counted how many read books I have, but it's not a huge number because, see, the thing is, because I have no space, because I have too many, I'm trying to get rid of books that I didn't enjoy so much or don't think I would read again. So my read books have been culled. Of course, unread books, you can't do that. I've got rid of some when I moved because I just thought, I'm not so interested in these. I can buy a copy later if I change my mind. But still, I have to read them to know if I want to keep them or not. So that is the bigger chunk of my collection.
I don't have an exact number, but I know I have roughly 825 unread books.
This is like on your old podcast with the movie.
Yeah,
count.
Let's not talk about how many.
Now we're
unwatched
doing
movies.
that with the books.
Yeah. And I know for a fact that I've read like 70 Goosebumps and 70 point horror books, so that's like 140 read plus others that I've read. So I reckon I'm sat in total at around 1,000 books, which is enough to classify as a library.
Well, yeah, I have like I think I have 3 or 4 bookshelves full, and then I have a slightly smaller bookshelf, and then I have another bookshelf in my bedroom of books. So yeah, I did start making a spreadsheet of all the books that I own. Because I try to do it on Goodreads, but hard to remember to keep everything up to date. I don't think I've stopped updating it this year for all the incoming things because I just have shelves for all my unread books.
Yeah.
So I could get numbers from that. But now I just physically count them at the start of every year because I have a reading tracking spreadsheet I use every year that I just plug in the number at the start of the year. So I go with that. But yes, I sometimes wish I had much more manageable collection. I have the same with movies as well, that I just have so many unwatched movies. But at least they only take a couple of hours to watch. So, I mean, if I make an effort, I could get through them a lot more. And we're a few days into April. I think I've already added like 7 or 8 books to my collection this month.
Okay, I've added 0 so far, but I have an eBay order of 35 books arriving, and I'm going away next weekend to a horror convention where I'll be buying at least 50 books probably. So the next book haul video is going to be big.
I mean, I'm hoping to not get any more this month. I bought the sequel to Red Rising just in case.
Yeah.
So I've got that to continue on with if I get to the end of Red Rising and think I need to know what happens next. I have the new Richard Swan book I ordered from Broken Binding might turn up this month. I think they said late March to mid-April is when they were expecting to print that.
Yeah.
And I do have an author with a new book out this week, so I'll probably purchase that, but I'm hoping to not buy any more.
See, this is why when Ellie says she's got like no books unread on her shelves, it boggles my mind.
Do you have unread ebooks, or do you just get them when you want something to read?
It tends to be because I'm doing ebooks. I can just go, oh, I want to read this one next, so I'll buy it now. So I think that might be the trick. I think you guys are trying to get all these like fancy ones.
I do have a bunch of ebooks because I'll see something on special or whatever, so I'm like, I'll buy that, so that then, like the Robin Hobb trilogy, that's like a few trilogies into the series, but it was on sale. And that is it Bernard Cromwell or something, Cornwall, whatever, that has the series. There was a bundle of
Sharp? Or is that ignore me.
It's like a famous historical figure. But there's
Sharp. It's Sharp, right?
It's Sharp.
I think it's Sharp, isn't it? Bernard Cornwell?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like a medieval thing or something.
Sean Bean. They're really good. 5 stars.
Is it The Last Kingdom or something? Is that what the series is called? I don't know, but there's like 7 books or something, I think, and there was a bundle, so I have all them on ebook because it was crazy cheap. I can't remember how much it was, so I just thought even if I don't like it, it was pretty much the price that was good for just 1 or 2 ebooks. So yeah, so I have things like that. So I don't count ebooks as my shelf control because they're not taking up space, so it's different. I don't purchase so many ebooks now. Now it's more, unless they're on special, it is more just buying them as I want to read them. But Amazon does a lot of free ones as well, and like I've got Prime, so they have free book every month. Although this month I don't like any of the selections, so I'm not getting one. And they do have the Prime Reading where you can get some for free, and I've got some book on my Kindle because it's an author known to me, or it's a book I wanted to read anyway or something. So, but when will I get to it?
Great question.
I need to not have to work and just be retired already, so I can just
my logic,
read all day.
Is all these books and movies I'm saving for either retirement or some apocalyptic event, whichever one happens first.
Hopefully retirement.
We
don't need any more.
I have a question for Ellie, actually. Ellie, so you mentioned earlier that you liked to read at work on the toilet.
Yeah.
Did you put the lid down and sit on the lid, or did you
Yeah.
proper? Okay, that's probably healthier.
Yeah. Otherwise, your legs go dead.
That sounds like someone speaking from experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will not elaborate anymore.
No one's asking you to. Alright, did we have some quick fire questions for Ellie to round it all up?
Yes, but this is very unplanned. We were going to have a lot of questions for everyone, but I just had some terrible ideas, and I don't know, Liam, if you even did any.
I didn't.
Or are we just going to go with my terrible ideas?
Yeah. I looked at them and I thought that looks good, but I couldn't think of any. I had a nap earlier, it was lovely.
Okay. The first few questions are this or that questions. Cats or dogs?
Is this to everyone?
No,
This
to
is
you.
this is just to
For
you.
me,
Yeah.
cats.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Coke or Pepsi?
Ooh, Pepsi.
Do you... Oh, the next one doesn't really apply to you because you read ebooks, so we'll skip that one. We covered that. Favorite color?
Green.
Favorite movie?
Your Name. The anime.
I still have to rewatch that because I had such a terrible cinema experience when I went to see it. So
What happened at the cinema?
oh, just annoying people and crinkling and making noise for like 20 minutes or something, and they changed the cinema it was in, so it was like packed, which I don't like. So yeah, just all that kind of stuff. But they were being so noisy, eating like chips or something, so it was just constant crinkling
When you say
for like
chips,
20 minutes.
is that like what Americans?
Crisps.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I was just curious. Yeah.
Favorite band or musician?
Wolf Alice.
Ooh, nice. And the random one, I was hoping to have lots of really random ones. If you had the power to communicate with one animal species, which one would you pick?
I feel like I have to say cats because then I could actually understand what mine were doing.
See, I don't know if I would want to.
Yeah, would it be devastating
Because-
if I could talk to them and they just went, it was just them being like, you're an arsehole, we don't like you.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
That
a
that
good
would
point.
be my worry.
I'll speak to birds. I'll do one of the birds.
What bird?
Probably a crow.
Okay. I think what could be interesting is if
I like crows.
Ellie suggests a question to add to the list. And then we can do the same list for like next other guests, and each time we'll get them to add a question.
Yeah, if we think these questions weren't terrible.
Yeah, no, I liked it. And if it starts getting too long, we can then have the guest remove a question. So like remove and add, and we'll just have this like, I don't know, 20
And I think
at some
you should
point.
you should probably get Liam to add some questions to the list, seeing as it sounds like he did no work on the list.
It's accurate.
Just a thought.
But Frankie did such a good job, I didn't need to do any work on the list.
I have to say, when I thought of this the other day, I just felt like my brain was in such a zone to think of questions, but I didn't have time. And then when I got to it yesterday, I was like, I can't think of anything.
And that's
liked
the way my brain's been. I haven't been in a question thinking zone. But I do like the idea of having like guests add to it.
Do we have to answer the question too when it gets added?
Yes, that's a good idea. I like that.
Let's go with What's your favourite genre of movie?
Okay.
I would have to say overall it's horror. I do watch a lot of different things, but I think horror is kind of my fun go-to.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that, just because as a genre, it spans so much. Like, because I was like, is it horror or is it comedy? Because I can always be in the mood for a comedy as well. But then, if I want a comedy,
Yeah.
I can still watch a horror comedy. So like
Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
or Cabin in the Woods.
Tucker
Or
and Dale,
Evil
though,
Dead.
I think is like one of the greatest movies. It's like the perfect sort of comedy horror. Because, you know, sometimes they can be just too much.
Like too much.
And not in a good way,
in the comedy.
like Crabs, but yeah, and the comedy just doesn't work.
Yeah.
But Tucker and Dale, like, fully, the humor works, and the way it. Have you seen that, Ellie?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, the way it sort of, you know, it's an interesting kind of perspective on horror movies as well.
Have you both seen Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon, I think it's called?
No.
Another good sort of horror comedy. It's kind of like a documentary crew following a serial killer and like talking to him about his method and things like that. That also has that balance quite right. If I had to pick a horror comedy, and I don't know if you necessarily class this as one, but I find Scream works really well for me on both the comedic and a horror element.
Scream?
Yeah.
I wouldn't call that a horror
Comedy.
comedy. Like, horror movies that have humor, I don't automatically think
Okay. So
horror comedies.
That's fair.
would you say Scary Movie also wouldn't count because it's too much on the comedy and not enough on the horror?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think because it's a spoof movie,
Yeah.
it's probably different than just a horror movie that's funny. I would think movies like Evil Dead, that Crabs that I watched recently, you know, those really silly
Yeah.
ones, like they still have enough horror in. I think that's the difference between two, horror comedy and comedy horror.
Yeah. What about Piranha
So I think
3D?
I haven't seen that.
I like it. But this is my
I've
point,
seen
right?
Piranha.
This is my point. If I want a comedy, I can still find it within the horror genre, but also I can find so many other things. So I'm going to go with horror just because it is such a broad category.
Couldn't you just say that about any genre of film?
No.
If I want a comedy film,
Yeah.
I could find that in the sci-fi genre.
But could you find a werewolf
I want-
comedy?
Oh, yeah.
Or is it
okay.
then a horror?
Could you? Yeah, but if you go specific, then yeah, I'm sure you can't find certain things from sci-fi that are in horror.
Such as?
Like, well, you went really specific on werewolves.
Event
I'm naturally
Horizon.
desperate to- yeah, Event Horizons and aliens, I guess, is a thing. Okay.
I feel like I've made an excellent
But
point.
at the same time, though, I think comedy and horror kind of works there, whereas I feel like you're less likely. I don't know. I think it's just because I like horror so much that I'm just like, oh, well, then I can do something funny if I'm in the mood for something light, which is how I found Crabs recently because I was like, I'm just going to watch this. It looks super silly. It was actually better than I thought because some of those like really low budget ones are just too silly for me.
Yeah.
But that one I thought was actually really good.
What's your answer to the question, Ellie?
I should have thought of that. It's probably like I don't know. I don't watch enough films to have an opinion. It's probably like, is anime a genre?
Is it a genre
that
or is it
style?
a format?
I think it gets used as a genre, as in like people will be like, I'm into anime.
Yeah. But then you can have
So-
horror anime or sci-fi anime or romance anime.
Yeah, but I think anime is sort of a specific thing,
Yeah, it's like
as in whether you're into it or
Yeah.
not. So I feel like that kind of makes it a bit. It's kind of like how YA is sort of a genre, even though it's not.
Yeah.
It's kind of has a thing to it of whether you read YA or not, even though it's, you know, doesn't really say anything, and you have all your different genres within YA.
Yeah, that's valid.
I don't know. I know Dan, that I do the other podcast with, does not like anime.
Is
It's
there a reason for that?
I think he's just seen some stuff and doesn't like it.
I feel like anime is a good place to see some stuff. Alright, how do we want to wrap up these episodes?
Well, I mean, they're just a chat, so we're just...
Done chatting. Bye.
When we're done, we're done. Yeah.
I quite like Liam just going, wrap it up.
Well, I mean, you know,
What's
we have had some abrupt endings.
Yeah,
I
what's
think
my
one
favourite one
on,
that you do, Frankie?
Oh, I think, did I just say that'll do?
That's my favourite. Just that'll do. End of episode.